Well, my old Massey Ferguson 283 kind of exploded on me. I put on a auxiliary control on the hydraulics and moved the lever to constant pumping, and it was like a shotgun went off. I broke it down and found that not only was the lift cover cracked right here on both sides, but the lift cylinder was broke. Even the 4 studs that went in there were bent. So there was a lot of pressure. I'm assuming that the check valve or pressure valve was set too high or didn't work. I don't know, but it did some pretty good damage. So I went out and bought a new lift cylinder and put on there. But my main problem was this arm right here would not work. When I moved the lever up and down, it stayed in one position, and it would come back and hit this right here. It would come back like this. So I did not find anything on YouTube, or the manual kind of speaks about adjusting things, but I couldn't find anything that's in there. So my main question is how do you get all that stuff adjusted right to where it actually works? I haven't actually tested this one, but I have pulled the one off of another Massey 283, which I happen to have. So this was the one that actually works, and you can see the levers and everything on it, and try to get a close in down in there where you can see how all that stuff goes together, and it kind of shows how everything is. So this one is off of a working Massey 283. And this working hydraulics here, this is a the control valves down here are actually up. This is upside down, so the lift arms are up, and if you notice here, this arm will not go back any further than that. And the distance in here is, I measured from the inside of this, trying to follow this angle down through here, is a 1/2 inch. So I actually had to take this bar off right here and bend this a little bit on the old one to get it to work, because the adjusting screw down here, if I took it all the way out, it still would not hit. This thing here in this position, this would come back and hit back in here. So I had to take and kind of slowly bend this down, and I put that in a vise and used a pipe over it and used it to bend it. I adjusted the lever down, and you can see it moves forward. So now the position lever is down. I haven't touched the draft, it's still up. The distance between the edge of this, following this angle right here, to the bar, which is back, you need to go back with it, is 1.32 inches. So that's what I did on the old one. After bending this bar slightly, I got this where it's a 1/2 inch, 0.5, and then when you move the bar down, the distance in here is about 1.3, 1.4 on that. So I'm hoping that this will work, and I'm going to work this back and forth a few times to where you can kind of see what it's actually actually doing. It doesn't move it much. Going back in there. And all of this was kind of semi-tore up because all of this was loose. This pin right here was actually, that goes through, and there's a little hole in there. It goes through the spring and then into the hole. And this has got to be tight. But this bar was bent back this way and laying out. So I had to straighten all that out. But I'm hoping that it'll work now. And now I still haven't figured out why, when I went up to the constant pumping, that I had all this damage. But that's for another day. Now on the good one, with the position bar in the down position, draft in the up position, this is what you're getting right here. And I'm going to raise, if I can get it on there, I'm going to raise the lift arm up if I can. And you can see the bar. Now the lift arm is in the down position, and I'm going to let it go up position slowly. You can see it moving forward and back and forth. So that's how that moves, that lever, and the springs and everything that's in there goes back and forth. This is your draft right here, and it doesn't move, I guess because I have it in the up position. But this one is your position, and it seems to be working now. Of course, this is the good lift cover right here. So I've got to put all of it back together, and we'll see if it works. Well, I got the Massey Ferguson 283 back together. Got the seat back on it and the lift back, so it does seem to work what we did. I'm going to start it up, and I'll see if the lift actually works. So it seems to work pretty good, so that's my fix on it. Hopefully this will help somebody down the road if they have problems with their linkage.